Welcome from my house to your house. Story this morning, Christmas Boots by Virginia Law Burns. In 1939, my brother, Junior, dropped his Christmas wish hint in November. "Ginny," he said to me, "Willie has these swell high-top boots with a knife pocket and bear grease to waterproof them." His bright eyes shone behind little brown glasses, and his voice took on a worshipful tone. "I want a pair just like his." My heart felt like an icicle melting off the roof. I was 14 and his big sister. Our parents shared some of the household concerns with me. I knew that the Great Depression meant we bought nothing but basic stuff. Dad would even cut cardboard liners to fit inside our shoes if there were holes in his soles. "I can chip in with what I make on my paper route," Junior continued, "and it's bound to snow soon, so maybe I can shovel sidewalks." I wish with all my heart that I could buy the boots for him. At 11 years old, he was a warm-hearted little guy, and we got along well. I sighed. "Okay, I'll ask Mom and Dad, but don't get your hopes up." The next night, I sat down at the white enameled top table where my parents were drinking tea and doing household accounts. Junior was listening to a radio program in the living room. I told them about his request. "Drat it, Jenny," Dad said, frowning. "We just figured out that we'll have to ask to borrow his paper route money to help pay for coal." I looked at Mom, who waved a stack of bills at me. Her face was puckered like she might cry, so I hurried to say what I had been thinking. "We have 6 weeks until Christmas," I ventured. "Can't we figure out a way to make some extra money to cut back on something? I held my breath until they smiled. By bedtime, we had a plan. Dad would walk 3-mile round trip to his car factory job to save gas and give up his daily sweets at break time. Mom would work our North Pontiac neighborhood to sell Clover Lane salve, and I promised all my 10 cents an hour babysitting money. Our boot bank was an old red baking powder can. We winked and beamed at each other out of Junior's sight as the can grew heavy with coins. Mom's sales went well, and I had 3 babysitting jobs plus a week's cat care for a neighboring family while they were away. Then trouble struck. Despite Mom's and Dad's best efforts, we ran out of money to slip into the steel box padlocked to our refrigerator. Time payments of 25 cents a day kept its motor running. We watched, sick hearts, as the coin box gobbled up our boot savings. We needed another plan fast, but what? I pondered with every free moment. When the 3 of us met again, I took a deep breath and plunged ahead. Could we ask Grandma Alice not to give us gifts this year, but send us money instead for Junior's boots? I saw Mom shoot a look at Dad. I knew he hated to ask anyone to help. He hated to ask for help from anyone, even his mother. But he just shrugged and nodded. I ran to get Mom's writing tablet before he could change his mind. Grandma was our last chance. That brings back some memories of my life, my mother's Depression years. The postman picked up Mom's letters the next afternoon. Hardly anyone we knew had a telephone, and we began to wait. Money was leaving the boot bank for everyday expenses as fast as we added it. My stomach felt like it had an egg beater whirling around inside. I could hardly enjoy the last days of school. Yet all of us put on happy faces as we secretly worked on making presents for each other. As to Grandma's splendid store-bought gifts, well, Dad and Mom and I wouldn't mind a bit if she only would go along with our idea. Mom beat me to the mailbox the afternoon just 4 days before Christmas. I heard her yell, "Jenny, start dinner if I'm not home by 5 o'clock, and glimpsed her throwing on her long wool coat and hat to fly outside to the bus stop. I knew she was headed for the Lions store downtown. On Christmas morning, I could hardly pay attention to the homemade presents being opened. Even the unexpected treats of tangerine, English walnuts, and chocolate cream drops in our stockings couldn't sway my thoughts from the hidden box. At last, Mom gave me a look, and I sprang from the sofa to bring out the long package. "From Grandma Alice, and us too," I cried. Junior's face lit up like a star on the top of a Christmas tree. With trembling hands, he tore at the wrapping, and there lay a beautiful black, lace-to-the-knee boots with a small box nestled beside it. "Neat's foot oil, too," he crowed. He picked up a boot and stroked it, then pulled a small jackknife from a pocket on its side. Dad grinned broadly and said, "You can use that when we go camping." Junior rushed to take off his shoes and put on the boots, parading around the living room. Our parents and I watched and smiled and let our hearts sing with Junior's happiness. Even the refrigerator hummed. Over the years, we didn't talk about the frantic weeks that led to that holiday, but we always remembered the bright Christmas morning when Junior marched around in his glorious high-top boots. God bless you.